Viewer discretion advised.
Now, Gorford is a very proud express engine, if not the fastest engine on the Southeastern Railway. He enjoys speeding along the line with the wind blowing across his smokestack. The express was his favorite job on the whole railway, and during the summertime, boy does it show. Every year, vacationists came from far and wide to see the island, and Gorford is kept very busy. Though by some chance, if he is facing himself with a burnout, other engines such as Jimbo or Humphrey would take his place so that Gorford would have a much-needed rest. One evening, Gorford arrived at the big station where he saw Jimbo and Humphrey.
Evening, Gorford. How was the express run today?
Oh, it was tiring, Humphrey. I love it when vacationers come to the island, but come on! I felt like I had to pull double the effort, which is not my specialty in any way.
I've heard all about that. Well, perhaps a good night's rest will cheer us up. We'll need it for tomorrow. But before the other engines can head back to the sheds, the skinny controller arrived with some urgent news. Oh, hello there, sir. What's up, dear? Well, I have some very unfortunate news for Gorford. Apparently, I've been hearing all about his troubles with the Express and how he was facing himself with a burnout. But the good news is, I have purchased another engine from England to help Gorford with his Express runs. And as for Gorford, once you come back from the works, you'll just have to do some freight work until I can sort things out once again.
I think you better cover your ears.
Sir, you cannot be serious. You know that I don't do freight work. It damages my title of being an express engine. Besides, why can't Jimbo or Crazy Terry do it?
Really useful engines never argue.
Yes, sir.
And soon the skinny controller left, and all of the engines went back to the sheds, including a very unhappy Gorford.
Don't you bloody talk for me!
Okay. I'm just doing my job. Sheesh. The next day, Gorford was heading his way to the repair depot to have his engine looked at. Unfortunately, he had to stop at a red signal.
Oh, bloody cheek! Now I'm going to be late! What nuisances signals are!
And he blew an angry poop poop from his whistle. But before Gorford could say anything else, he saw a huge engine rocketing through the yards, shouting, "Make way for an important engine!"
Steam and pistons! Who's that?
As soon as Gorford came back from the repair depot, he soon found out. As soon as he arrived at the big station, he saw Jimbo and Humphrey with the new engine. He was humming quietly.
Who in the heck are you?
This is Salvador. He's the fastest engine in the blinking world.
Why, it's true, Gorford. He set a record of over 120 miles per hour back in England. Well, 125 if you want to be precise.
Why, yes, that's close enough. But secretly, Gorford was impressed. Soon it was time for Gorford to go shunting in the yards for a while. When Gorford arrived at the shunting depot, he still felt like his pride was in pieces. Hola, Gorford. Did you see the new engine, Salvador? He's really something, all right. Poor Gorford didn't reply. He only let out steam defeatedly. Well, nevertheless, why don't you come help me and Diego with these freight trucks? That'll keep your mind off of what's bothering you. Gorford despised the concept of shunting freight trucks. He thought it was undignified for a prized tender engine such as himself. Sometimes he might even travel onto the turntable to get him facing the right way. Now the turntable was built so that the tender engines can be turning round, because it is usually dangerous for them to go fast backwards. Tank engines such as Tombo or Presley don't need tenders. They can go just as well backwards as forwards, but to be hearing Gorford speaking, you would have thought that the skinny controller had given him a tender just to show how important he was. Meanwhile, Salvador was enjoying himself enormously. He was chuffing through the countryside with the express. The vacationers, of course, were most pleased. He wanted to go much faster, but his driver would always warn him, "Steady, old fellow, there's plenty of time." Finally, Salvador arrived just on time to the big station. Tombo was waiting with Alexis and Clarissa. "Where have you been, lazybones?" Salvador asked. "Oh, I cannot chat right now. Got to run. Cheerio." And he puffed importantly away. "Mother of mercy," said Tombo to the coaches. "Have you seen anything like it?" Both Alexis and Clarissa wished that they never had.
Hiya, Gorford. You still fed up with the concept of shunting freight trucks?
But Gorford's only reply was, "Fair."
Well, I mean, it can't be that bad. I mean, look at me. I've done freight work over the years. Nothing abysmal has happened to me.
But to make matters worse, Salvador arrived at the big station. There waiting was the skinny controller. "Now, Salvador, I want you to listen very closely. The three Dukes are arriving on holiday today and are hosting a huge party at the next station. I want you to take on more water before you have to leave. And Gorford, seeing as how you did such a great job with those freight trucks yesterday, perhaps you deserve a well-deserved day off." Gorford could only grin. He then turned his attention towards Salvador.
Hey, Salvador, I think you've heard what the skinny controller said. You might want to have to take on more water before you leave.
Yes, I've heard everything you said, Gorford. Goodbye.
Wait! Don't forget the water!
Who cares? Soon Salvador was enjoying himself enormously once again. However, as he came to a steep hill, he felt like he was slowing down, until eventually...
Your water tanks have run dry. We should have taken on more water before we started.
Oh, bugger. Why didn't I listen?
Salvador's pride was in pieces. Later that day, Gorford was resting parked on an empty siding. Sometimes, he thought, it's really tiring to be such a large and splendid engine. One does have to keep up appearance or so. Soon enough, the station master arrived. Salvador's run out of water and he's stuck on the big hill, he said to Gorford. Can you give him a helping hand, please? Gorford smiled.
Yes, sir, right away.
Finally, he found Salvador, who was feeling rather silly.
Hello, Salvador. Run out of water, I see.
Yes, well, apparently I must have a leaky tank.
Okay, just checking. Nevertheless, all aboard. Let's get you back to the big station. The three dukes mustn't be late for the party.
Soon Gorford was coupled up to Salvador, and the strange train began once again. Bridges and stations flashed by, the people waved and cheered, and the news about Salvador running out of water had already spread, and Humphrey, Dewey, and Presley found it very amusing. At last, Gorford and Salvador arrived at the big station, right on time. Gorford himself couldn't have felt more proud. Salvador's pride was in pieces.
Well, what do you think about Salvador now, Humphrey?
Too much puff and not enough steam.
The skinny controller was the one most pleased. Well done, Gorford. You did an excellent job of getting our passengers here right on time. You are a really useful engine.
Thank you very much, sir.
Now as for you, Salvador, you have been very boastful and rude to Gorford. And it's a good thing, too, that Danny has broken down, for I am sending you to do his shunting work as your punishment. Salvador couldn't believe his ears. He felt like his pride was broken into pieces. So with Salvador shunting trucks in the yard, Gorford was back to pulling passengers, like he normally does. And he couldn't have felt more proud. So moral of the story, kids, freight trucks are no one's friends, especially the mischievous ones.